Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newpol and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah. Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 131 of the stupidest sports show on earth. My name, as you all know, is Tim Pronk Van Stratton. Alongside me, once again, the legendary Rodney Newpol, the cousin of Con Knipple in our hearts. Don't tell Con, though, because that might get awkward. Anyway, we're here. Happy Tuesday night, man. How are you?
Doing wonderfully as well tonight. It is a Tuesday. We are 11 more days left of February, and then it is my month. March will arrive. Mm-hmm. I'm doing good. It's I'm glad to be back. A couple days off after Thursday's show, and here we are, episode 131 already.
How soon is too soon to start like gearing up for March Madness?
What do you mean gearing up? Like I've been geared up since the NFL playoffs started.
Well, okay, so gearing up in the sense of like how often are you reading Joe Lunardi's bracketology?
I mean, I look at Joe's every day now. I've kind of got my own at least top 5 seeds in my head. The last 3 weekdays, I run a Twitter Spaces at 9 a.m. Central talking college basketball. So it's been going on. It's I'm ready. Basically, I'll be honest. Like I'm ready by the time NFL playoffs get here. It's time.
Yeah. So, well, okay. So the Spaces thing, because I've been getting the notifications that like you're going live. It would be very easy for me to be like, oh, Rodney's doing something on the Stupid Sports Show account. I can simply click to see what's going on. I haven't.
No, I know.
That's not because I'm a bad friend and that I don't support it, but that's because
it's 9 a.m.
I'm a dummy. Yeah, I'm a dummy, and like that's early. And I thought we got off of the whole morning show thing. We operate exclusively as night owls now. But okay, so what's going on there exactly that you've been doing on our Twitter account?
So would it make? Well, I mean, I'm running it on mine. I'm tagging our account, so not really doing a whole lot on our account. But so would it be better at 1:00? I don't think so. Like you got to talk about what happened the night before.
I think it's great at morning. I'm just giving the reason why I haven't clicked in because I've adapted fully to the night owl life.
Yeah. So I spent about 10, 15, 20 minutes. Actually had a guy on that has hit up 100 college basketball arenas now. He hit his 100th up. He's that guy that does all the Major League Baseball scenes, except for he's going to college basketball venues. He's got a long way to go. Obviously, 365 Division I. He's now hit up 100. So congrats to him. I had him on Friday. Last 2 days have been kind of solo, just talking what's going on the day of, the next day, brackets, some upsets, some big games. Always willing for anybody to join me, and if they want to be a co-host, I can mute them. But if they want to talk as well, I mean, everybody's heard Spaces before, like it's literally just a free for all for the most part. If people want to join in, so 9 a.m. And it is sponsored by the Stupid Sports Show and also by my by Busting Brackets, the website I work with in college basketball. So thanks to those guys for partnering with me. We are doing our Twitter Spaces every weekday, 9 a.m.
The star turn for you these last few weeks has been a treat to watch. I just want to recap here. I know what you're going to say. Oh, Tim's being sarcastic, but need I remind you that just a few weeks ago, you had the pleasure of interviewing Derrick Henry, potentially a future Hall of Famer. And then here you are booking a guest who is going to over 100 college basketball venues. You got Busting Brackets sponsoring you. I mean, my God, man, what's next? What is next?
I still think the highlight of our year has been the student section with the signs, which I tried to get them on, by the way. Maybe a little bit later. They're gun shy. The high school kids, they're gun shy. I don't know. I tried. I got it. We'll see. Maybe I'll see if somebody wants to come on, but didn't ever get that finalized. So
But
see.
you did get in contact with them and found out what was it done out of reverence or in jest?
No. Well, okay, so they were in study hall, and Jonah, my son, probably told him about the Derrick Henry interview and gave him the link. They were actually watching my Derrick Henry interview and talking about what they wanted to have for their media sign at the game. They were dressed up in suits and had headphones, and they were like because a couple weeks ago they were ESPN on the sideline of a high school game, whatever. Well, this time they wanted a table and they wanted be broadcasters. Well, this time they were Stupid Sports Show announcers with the boys because they had heard they'd been listening to my podcast with Derrick Henry. So flattered, I don't know, probably mocked more than anything, but thank you, boys. And I still invite you all to come on.
Hey, no publicity is worse than bad publicity. It'd be nice if I could say the word. Maybe then we would have more people that would be wanting to revere us. But
yeah, I don't know. Tony Clark got publicity today. It probably wasn't good.
No, and don't worry, Rodney. We have baseball. We have baseball here in a sec. So I guess the whole in line with like publicity and people honoring our show. I think this is probably as good of a transition that we'll have to this. So real quick, and we're gonna get to like college basketball and the NBA and NFL. I got a good NFL game for Rodney because I'm not quite ready to just drop NFL content. I know it's February 17th. I just can't let it go. Not yet. Because we're in that time still where I feel like there's still some stories. But so we've mentioned it several times over the course of show. It's been well over a year now that Gateway Sports has been our one of our sponsors, but they've helped us out. They've put the word out there about everything that we're doing. And this morning, I didn't see Rodney's spaces, but what I did see was this image that he shared that I guess Gateway Sports made for us. And I just want to get like the initial reaction here of this. So
I love it. I love it.
Positives. Positives. Everything is spelled right. They're like, you know how with these AI images, it's like the logos will be all kind of warped, or like I like counted. I see 5 fingers on your hand there, so that's all good. Like everything is clean. It looks nice. You look great.
I look 30.
You look fantastic. You look like you're like a 28-year-old who just like loves hanging out with the boys, cracking a few beers. Like, love it. I have some issues with my depiction. and what I think the issue is, and listen, I know exactly what they use as this picture. It's you and I going to the Yankee Cardinal game last year. I had freshly shaved my face, so it was as close to just a pure mustache as it gets, right? No additional beard. I get that. But I've been looking at this picture for hours at this point, and I keep coming back to the fact that this picture, that again, Gateway Sports, thank you for doing this. It makes me look like a 75-year-old man. I look like I am your creepy uncle. Like I'm just the Uncle Tim with his weird mustache who, like, you got a cool smirk. You're just like, yeah, check this shit out. I got my backwards cap. We're on the field. I'm just like, hey, everyone. I got like the mouth open. I got like the weird, like the defined chin and the neck. And I did just wrinkle. I don't think I look like that. Right?
No, I don't think so.
Need I remind the people, I am 10 years I'm 10 years younger than you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we could, I think you just asked Chat GPT, make Tim look 40 years younger than this picture. And it might be spot on.
Yeah. Like I'm not over exaggerating. Like I look like I'm at least deep in my 60s. Like an old man. I look like an old man who used to play for the New York Yankees back in 1973. Who's come for Legends Day, some game in August, and I just get to hang out with all the other guys, Ron Guidry and Reggie Jackson and like all these other old timers. That's what I look like, and you just look like a cool Cardinals fan who's in the prime of his life.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good time, by the way. Good win for the Yankees. Devin Williams did not get in that game, by the way.
Thank God. Thank God. I watched the highlights of that game actually yesterday or 2 days ago, just for shits and gigs, just to be like, hey, what did it look like on television? Man, there was a lot of runners left on base. I mean, it was a 4-3 game. It could have been very high scoring. It's hot as shit.
It was like 4 hours. It was like 4 hours too.
And a night game, and we were still just like, oh my God. And then like the next day, we didn't go, but like the next day was the one that people were just dying in the stands. Yeah. All right. And so all that to say, thank you, Gateway Sports.
Yeah, thanks. No, I like it. And
I know you do. I know you love it.
So Gateway Sports, let me get that for you real quick. If you love sports at every level, there's only one place you need to be, and that's Gateway Sports. They covered all the preps, college, and the pros. Real coverage, real voices, real passion for the game. From live shows to podcasts, Gateway Sports connects the region like nobody else. Proudly powered by First Form and Recalibrate. Visit gatewaysports.net. Every level, one gateway. There you go. Gateway Sports. Thanks for the picture, by the way. I as much as Tim doesn't like it, I do appreciate it, and I'm going to continue to use it.
No, like for real. Like I would say, you take like your side. You can make that your profile picture all across the board. It looks great. Like you look fantastic, man. You're young. You just look like cool. It's like, yeah, I'm a host, and I'm just like, and I'm the guy who is going to just stare at you uncomfortably until you ask to leave.
So
not want to sit next to me.
I could crop this pretty easily and cut you out, and it would still have the Stupidest Sports Show on there too.
Yeah. So like every so often, it's just going to be like jump scare, and then just
there you go.
Then we just
there you go. That looks a lot. That looks pretty good. Just me there.
Yeah.
See that.
I see enough, man. I see a glow, but it looks good. I think it's a winner for you, just for you.
All
right. So yeah, we talked a little bit earlier. So college basketball, this is perfect. So you have been reading daily updates from Lenardi and all the other college basketball dweebs about the bracket. And apparently you have your own bracket. You have, what'd you say, the top 5 seeds from
pretty good idea.
So you got like the top 20 teams that are all so okay. So Lenardi's latest update. So Michigan's the number 1 overall seed. They had a big win today against Purdue. You have UConn, who I have a feeling might have just snuck into your top 4 as well. You have Duke. Then you have Arizona. Some of the other teams you see, like Illinois is a 2 seed, Purdue is a 2 seed, Houston's a 2 seed. Houston, not a good loss the other day, and then Iowa State.
Yeah, I mean the loss was to Iowa State. I mean Purdue's loss today to Michigan might have been just as bad. It was kind of a blowout. So so you're right. Michigan, Duke, and they play this weekend. By the way, good game.
It's a good game.
UConn's 3, Arizona's 4. Koa Pete now might miss some time for Arizona. So Houston's got a chance to sneak back in there. Honestly, Illinois has an opportunity that they could potentially still be a 1. They got 2 California games this week, but they're looking at a 2. I don't think my Jayhawks are going to move to a 3, and they've got a pretty tough or move to a 2. I think they're a 3 at best, but I think they'll move to 4 or 5 by the time it's done. They're going to lose a few more games. I got Gonzaga, Kansas, Florida. Florida's playing really well right now. Texas Tech as another 3. There's some games going on now as well that could affect. One thing I want to mention, so Miami, Ohio won again tonight. So they are still undefeated, 5 games left in the regular season. St. Louis lost their 2nd game of the season. Now, I don't think they're in jeopardy yet. But in those mid-ish major conferences, like you can't lose too many games. The Atlantic 10's kind of one of those. They're not a power, not really a mid-major, more of a middle. So they were a 7 seed by Lunardi coming into this, so I think they're comfortable. But don't lose more games, Billikens. Don't lose more games. You've lost twice now, probably, and they got Loyola again, so they're gonna win another game. But they lost tonight, so. That's an interesting one. And a few things to keep in mind real quick, and I know we got a lot of things we want to talk about here. There are all sorts of good games coming up this weekend. I mentioned the Michigan Duke game. What an incredible game there. The Big 12 continues to beat up on each other because Kansas has Houston on Monday, which another massive Big 12 game. But Arizona has Houston on Saturday. So you got 1 Michigan, 3 Duke, 2 Houston, 4 Arizona, all playing each other on Saturday. What a massive slate of games. That should be fun. And Iowa State and BYU play Saturday as well. So a ton of good basketball coming up this weekend.
So any big changes like over the last couple weeks, a team that maybe wasn't being considered for one of the top, couple seeds that has now suddenly rocketed into the conversation, or vice versa, a team that, was looking like they were going to be in great shape, but has now taken a little bit of a tumble?
Yeah, well, I think Florida is the team, because they started so slow. They lost a few games at the beginning of the year. They've now won 5 in a row. They just came away with a win over Kentucky. And I know it's hard to say they're a sleeper because it's the defending national champion. But I think everybody kind of counted them out. But, man, they're right there. Texas Tech, I think, is another team that's rose up a little bit with a couple of their nice wins, including that one there in Arizona. Falling down, I mean, North Carolina is not falling completely down, but they got smacked today by North Carolina State. They have some injuries. Caleb Wilson's out for them, their prized rookie or freshman. So they're probably taking a little bit of hit. Outside of that, no, I mean, just maybe a spot or two. UCF out of the Big 12 is kind of one of those. They're on the border. Georgia, USC. So USC, Illinois is a big game for USC. Like if USC can find a way to beat Illinois, that's tomorrow in SoCal. They're, I think, going to be a little more comfortably in. If they can't win that one, they're going to have to find a way. And UCLA is another team, last 4 in. So both the SoCal teams, who both have Illinois this week, are both playing for major implications. Because if you beat Illinois, you're gonna put a big quad 1 resume win in there and climb up the ladder a little bit. So big week in the Big 10 as well. Yeah,
Lenardi has USC. They are the last team, the last 4 buys. So the last 4 to skip that first 4 round. So they're very much on that cusp of having to play that extra game just to buy their way into the tournament. UCLA is one of the last 4 in, period, along with Santa Clara, TCU, and San Diego State. So yeah, I think you nailed it, and those are going to be some huge games for sure.
So one more team to mention. Ohio State has beaten the brakes off Wisconsin right now. They're up 15, 6 minutes to go. So Ohio State's a team that was one of the first 4 out by Lenardi coming into today. And also looking at that, you mentioned UCLA. Well, UCLA is down 27 at Michigan State right now. So they are going to fall further down, probably in the first 4 out. So Ohio State raises up a little bit. UCLA raises down. But like I said, Illinois comes to SoCal. Chance for both USC and UCLA to maybe find a resume quad 1 win there.
Yeah. Any chance you go to St. Louis to see the tournament in person?
No.
Well, I think you just love the television of March Madness too much.
Yeah, no way I'll leave anywhere on those first 4 days. I would, if Kansas played locally in the Elite 8, I would go. Elite 8.
It's a standalone game at that point.
Yeah, no, the attraction is way better, because you go to St. Louis and watch 4 games. You may not know what's going on in the other 16 games that day, 12
That's correct.
games that day.
Yeah.
Because who knows if you have internet service. Your phone will die by the time you have YouTube TV on for the first 2 hours. And I just no.
When I went to Des Moines in 2019 for Bradley, that was the biggest thing for me. All of my focus and energy was on that Bradley game, and then doing stuff afterwards with the media and all that. And it was a whole day where I had no idea what was going on anywhere else. And it was so bizarre because it was the day 2 of the tournament. There was so much happening, and just I couldn't even process it. And I've never experienced a tournament like that before.
Yeah. No, there are people that love to go, and I have people that go every year and they love it, and that's great. That's just not me. That is just not me.
Yeah.
Just the appeal is not there one bit. And it's first round's not even that great of crowds a lot of times, right? Like there's empty seats because like it just you got these teams flying. You got the 16 seed from Mount St. Mary's that brings 25 people, and they're playing Duke, and it's 108 to 42, right? Like, no, I want to be able to change it. If that goes on my TV, I'm going to the other channel. Like I'm going to the channel that's closest, or closest to the end of the game. So no, not going. Sorry, St. Louis, not going to be there.
Sorry, see St. Louis. Kansas currently slated to go to Tampa for their first round. I know you love that.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of Tampa. Visit there several times a year. Going to head down here later this spring, but it's still not going. Not going. Enjoy the sun though, Bill Self. Enjoy that sunshine while you're down there.
Yep. All right, moving to the pro ranks here. All-Star Weekend. Okay. I did not watch any of All-Star Saturday, and I was very confused when it was like 3:00 in the afternoon, and I got a notification that was like, NBA All-Star Saturday starts right now. I'm like, that's got to be a mistake. It's the middle of the afternoon. But apparently that's what happened. And the entire, like, I think the slam dunk contest, the final event of the evening, ended around 6:30 p.m. Central.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did this happen? I guess because the Olympics were right after, but it's like, boy, as if they couldn't have had any less luster for All-Star Saturday night. It's like, hey, let's put it 4 hours earlier and have it middle of the afternoon. I was like, that's so bizarre. But Sunday, the general consensus, and I was shocked because I feel like the whole weekend it was people just dunking on the NBA, no pun intended, of just like how the weekend doesn't mean anything, blah, blah, blah. But the general consensus now is that the NBA All-Star Sunday, this new format they did with the 3 teams, was actually pretty successful, where the first 3 games were all decided by the final basket.
Yeah.
And the first game, it was the world team against the team Stars, which were like the younger U.S. team. And it was pretty much like, all right, let's go out there and see what it is. And then the second that Victor Wembanyama decided, hey, I'm really going to try, that's when everyone else was like, oh, crap, I think we have to try now as well. And it resulted in a close game that went to overtime. Then the Stars play the Stripes later. That was a game that was decided by 2 points. Then the World played Team Stripes. That was a game that was decided by 3 points. So like 3 games right off the bat. It's like, hey, it's close. People are actually trying. And then you got to the championship, and all the old guys just totally ran out of gas, and it was a blowout. But I think that they just needed one person to just be like, hey, instead of just not trying, what if, and hear me out, we actually give effort? And Victor Wembanyama was that person.
Right.
And it spilled over, and as a result, other people tried, and it ended up being a more entertaining All-Star Sunday than we've seen in quite some time. So Victor Wembanyama, congratulations. That is a major points for becoming the new face of the NBA. Just for doing that.
Yeah, no, I didn't get a chance to see much of it either. But yeah, you're right. I did see a lot of the dunking on the NBA, and like it's every year. Some people it's every year. It's just like the annual time to dunk on them. So
yeah. I was disappointed though that Team World that you and I were very high on lost both of the games to the Americans.
That's not good.
Well, we do have to consider that Giannis and SGA were out.
Yeah.
Did not play. I feel like with them, that would have been a little bit of a different situation here. And like Jokic only played 5 minutes in the first game that they played against Team Stars, but still, you got Wemby, you got Luka, you got Towns, you got Siakam. I expected a little bit more from Team World. Maybe next year.
There's always next year.
Maybe next year. So no NBA until Thursday. You will be happy to know. Oh, I thought that never mind. For some reason I thought that the Charlotte Hornets were going to be on national television Thursday night, but I misread that. They will not be. But they are hosting the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, they got back-to-back, too. They got the Cavaliers the next day on Friday. So back-to-back home games, back-to-back tough games. It's an interesting start for Charlotte. But then it softens up for the Hornets. The Wizards, the Bulls, the Pacers, the Trailblazers, and the Mavericks. 5 games.
They can go on a run.
5 games I think you can win, and then it's at Boston from there. So, but notably on their schedule, they still do have the Spurs and San Antonio. They have the Celtics twice, and they finish with the Pistons and the Knicks. So not easy for Charlotte, but I do like their chances. I say 6th. I didn't think they could break out of the or 7th. I didn't think they could possibly. I don't think they can get to 6th. I think that's where I settled them at. Now they're
4.5 behind Philadelphia right now. It might be a little tough.
Yeah, might be tough.
But even if they get to the 8, all they have to do is get to 8, and that gives them at least 2 chances. Even if they lose that 7-8 game, they could still have one more chance to get into the playoffs at that point.
Yeah, 2.5 behind Miami, and I do think they can catch Orlando and Miami and win that Southeast division. Yeah. I know we talked about the odds for that last week, but 2.5 games behind those 2 teams in the division. So go Hornets, buzz.
We
are the Hornets.
We haven't talked too much. Last week when we were doing our NBA odds, we didn't talk too much about some of the in addition to All-Star stuff. A lot of people are trying to figure out how to fix tanking, and all the think pieces about we should eliminate the draft, and all the stuff. And I don't know if you've given it really any sort of thought as to what they should do with tanking. I keep going back and I mentioned it not too long ago. We're so concerned with tanking, but yet the current system in place hasn't rewarded any of the teams that are the worst in the NBA.
Right.
The Dallas Mavericks got Cooper Flag. The Dallas Mavericks were the 10th or 11th worst team in the league last year. They didn't tank. They made a bad trade, but they were fully intending to win. They were one of the first few teams sitting outside the playoffs, and they lucked into Cooper Flag. And I can't think of the last time that the worst team by record in the NBA was actually given the first overall pick.
Right. Yeah, no, I haven't given a ton of thought on how to fix it, but I know it's a hot button topic.
And it's I don't think it's, hey, let's lock in the odds during the regular season, or let's get rid of the draft. Was it Cuban who said so? I can't remember, but I saw someone else say, well, what you could do is you do get rid of the draft, but the worst teams have the most money to spend as far as their rookie contracts. So if someone didn't want to go to, let's say, the who's worst team in the league, Washington Wizards, right?
Yeah.
Washington Wizards might be able to offer you more money, but if you really don't want to be a Wizard, you'd rather be a New York Knick, you could do that if you decide to take a 90+% decrease in pay. That's right. Sort of one method. I don't know. Why isn't this a talking point in the NFL where there is no lottery, where the worst team does, and it's the only one of the major sports where there's no lottery. The worst team is guaranteed to have the top pick. We see teams all the time late in the year start to get into that draft mode. Other fans want them to lose. God, I've been a Giants fan, but every December I'm not rooting for them to win because I'm thinking about draft position. But why is it not a talk point in the NFL, but in the NBA we're talking about all these ludicrous solutions?
Yeah, it seems. That's a great question. I don't have an answer for it, but you're 100% right. It has been going on in the NFL forever. I don't know. It is strange.
Yeah, I don't know. If someone has an idea, I'm open to whatever. I'm open to it. You can drop with comments, but I truly don't know why the NBA is the one sport where we need to crack down on tanking and all this. So I don't know. But moving on to the NFL here, I told you that I wasn't ready to fully give up my NFL talk yet. And I was a little bit inspired yesterday. Tyreek Hill got cut from the Miami Dolphins. No surprise. We all expected it. And I was like, gee, Tyreek Hill, it's a big name. Wonder where he's going to end up next year. Because he's not going to retire. Like, he's going to play somewhere. He's going to play somewhere in 2026. So there are a few names here. These are all guys that are unrestricted free agents, whether they were just their contracts up or they were released. Big names. And I just want to get your initial reaction, Rodney, of where are they going? That's the name of the game. Where are they going? So first one, let's start with it. Cheetah, Tyreek Hill. He's not going to be a Miami Dolphin. So where's he going?
I think the easy answer is the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Right? Like, they need some help, right? No?
I would that's probably the easy answer. Okay. So how about this? Let's play this game. So if the Chiefs are the obvious team, who's the next most obvious team?
What about the Baltimore Ravens?
I was thinking about the Ravens. That makes sense to me. Zay Flowers he's good. He's fine. Yeah. Probably wouldn't hurt for them to have someone else, and especially because the Ravens got a lot of free agents. Isaiah Likely is going to be a free agent, so they could use Tyreek Hill.
I would think. Yeah. I think I like that one. Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I'm just looking rest of the league. What about what's Devontae Adams' contract situation?
I think he still has another year, right?
Does he? Yeah, because if he was up, I was like, Rams, get him with McVay.
Yeah.
What about the Chargers? No, Chargers, they got McConkey.
Yeah.
They could go McConkey, Quentin Johnston, and Tyreek. That's a pretty good receiving trio.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I don't see him as a West Coast guy.
You think? Well, Kansas City's the obvious one, but yeah, we'll see. I'm interested though, if he ends up somewhere that we're not expecting. Another Kansas City guy here, Travis Kelce. So the reason that I'm throwing him in there is because even though I don't think people are really giving any sort of thought to Kelce playing anywhere besides Kansas City, there have been some murmurs and some rumblings just in circles, and take these all with a grain of salt. But
yeah,
the Chiefs are sort of in this weird period right now where that Andy Reid is going to be probably calling it quits here fairly soon. Mahomes has the injury. And I don't think people are looking at the Chiefs as oh yeah, they're for sure going to be back and they're going to win. And there's some murmurs that maybe Kelce considers a couple other places. It could be in LA.
Let me give you one.
I've seen my New York Football Giants.
That was an option, but let me give you one.
Yeah.
There's rumors that him and Taylor's wedding will be in Rhode Island. What's
New
closest
England.
to Rhode? Yes.
New England. Yeah.
That's the football
yeah.
Patriots.
Yeah, I think the 4 team is New England, the Giants, the Chargers, and then maybe, or not the Chargers, the Rams, and then maybe one other team that's sort of along the East Coast there. But yeah, I've seen that too. I don't think it's a guarantee that Travis Kelce is a Kansas City Chief in 2026.
It'd be interesting to see him play for somebody else.
So if you had to say right now, if he's not a Chief, where's he going? You're going to say Patriots?
Patriots. That's my choice.
Yeah, that would be interesting, man. That would be interesting. And then they can have 3 tight ends that are just all.
Yeah. Well, that's the name of the game in the NFL now, though.
Yeah. All right. Kirk Cousins, he's not officially a free agent, but he is going to be. He's going to get cuts. We could do this with a number of quarterbacks. You could do it with Tua, but Kyler Murray, but they're as of now more trade candidates than just free agents. But Kirk Cousins, he's not going to be in Atlanta. Where's he going to end up? Where's he going?
back to the Minnesota Vikings.
To start over JJ McCarthy?
To compete for the job.
If Kirk Cousins goes to Minnesota, he will start a handful of games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's getting cut, so they're not going to have to pay his salary that he's getting in Atlanta. I mean, at this point, Kirk Cousins is not going to be able to demand a massive contract like he had in Atlanta.
Yeah.
What about
the Colts? What about the Colts as a second choice? It sounds like they're going to move on from Anthony Richardson. I know Daniel Jones they're committed to, but also like probably won't be giving him a huge deal because of the injury, and maybe they like Kirk there as a backup option.
I mean, yeah, the Colts like old quarterbacks apparently. They do.
And maybe that's probably why I'm thinking about them. Just old white veteran quarterbacks. It's just they love them.
I mean, sure, yeah, Kirk could go there. Trying to think what another option would be. I mean, Jimmy G's a backup, but like, why not go be a backup for Stafford in LA?
Yeah, or Purdy's backup in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Mac Jones is a free agent. Mac Jones is probably, based on what he did in those few weeks when Purdy was hurt, Mac Jones has probably paid himself out of San Francisco and is going to be able to actually compete for a starting job somewhere. Yeah. Like if Arizona trades Kyler Murray, like they could sign Mac Jones or whatever. Like there's a number of options, right? So Kirk Cousins backing up Brock Purdy probably is a pretty good spot for him.
Yeah, wouldn't be terrible. I mean, I don't think neither would go in LA to play for behind Matthew Stafford. Like Stafford might get hurt. Okay, you got a veteran, probably somebody that McVay could probably get to play decent football, right? Like he's not going to burn the world, but he could still win some in LA. So be interesting. I still think he's going to end up back in Minnesota though.
All right. Dallas Goedert is a free agent. Where's he going? Stay with the Birds?
Dallas Goedert, huh? It's an interesting one.
I feel like he was probably Philadelphia's most consistent player on offense this year.
Yeah. Dallas Goedert's going to go to your New York Giants.
Oh.
It's the reverse Saquon Barkley.
Boy, if I hope it's not fully reversed where he comes and immediately sucks. But man, that would be amazing if he came to the Giants and was great.
Or comes and wins a ring.
That too.
I mean, you say Saquon came to the Eagles and immediately sucked. I say
I was saying like the full reverse Saquon, because Saquon went from the Giants to the Eagles and then had his career year. The full reverse would be a guy going from the Eagles to the Giants and falling off a cliff.
I can see the Giants possibly overpaying him to get him out of Philadelphia and come to New York.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't hate that. There are quite a few tight ends that are free agents. You have I mentioned Isaiah Likely earlier. That's probably the guy that's going to be linked to the Giants the most, just because of the Baltimore connection.
Is it Chief Njoku?
Njoku, yeah. Isn't Njoku getting released?
I think so, yeah.
So Njoku, Kyle Pitts is a free agent.
Yeah.
There's a number of options.
The Bears are going to move on from Cole Kmet too, right?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I would assume that he would be a cut can. So you're probably going to see quite a bit of tight end movement.
Yeah.
Across the league. And so like imagine you go into 2026 where Travis Kelce, Kyle Pitts, Dallas Goedert, David Njoku, Cole Kmet, Isaiah Likely, like all on different teams.
That's the NFL.
Yeah. All right, here's one. I didn't realize he was free agent. Mike Evans. He had some injuries this year, which was fortunate. Like you're shaking your head. Do you think he just stays in Tampa?
Yeah, 100%. They're not letting him go.
I'm going to throw a team at you. 1-year deal. Give him an opportunity to win. I think that it would be a home run for this team. How about the Buffalo Bills?
Oh.
Our Buffalo Bills. Yeah. They need a receiver, dude. Like I know that they've been trying to do this whole thing with they could give anyone to Josh Allen. Yeah, there's some decent players there, but like you throw Mike Evans in there for a year. I would like that a lot.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I just look at Mike Evans like he's lifelong Tampa guy, right? Like Tampa's going to do whatever they can to keep him. I would think. So
I mean, that's what people are saying about Travis Kelce until he leaves Kansas City.
Yeah. Now it's hard to think of anything but Tampa or now Buffalo because Buffalo makes too much sense. I don't know if I have a better solution for Mike Evans. I'll go. Yeah, no, I like it. I'm just gonna stick with Tampa and say Buffalo is a great choice as well.
Yeah. All right, last one. Aaron Rodgers. It's Pittsburgh or death, right?
Yeah. I've got a place for Aaron Rodgers to go.
Oh, this will be good.
Hell. Go to hell, Aaron Rodgers. I think that's perfect. I think that's all that needs to be said. Hey, guess what? Baseball starts this week. Baseball starts this week. All right. Pitchers and catchers.
As you can tell, we're very excited about Major League Baseball's return. Rodney, your cool friend, and me, your creepy uncle that you don't want anything to do with whatsoever.
I did not originally look at that picture and think that you looked significantly older, but now that I do look at the picture, you do look significantly older, and that's funny as hell because
it is.
That's funny because you are 10 years younger than me. That's funny.
It is, and I take care of my skin. I don't look like I'm 33.
Anyways, Yankees Orioles 12:05 on Friday.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So you know how like NFL we're all excited about it, but then the preseason rolls around and we just are like, ugh, like I can't bring myself to watch preseason. Do you feel the same way about spring training baseball, or are you like, I'll watch the first couple spring training games?
I mean, the first couple are okay because it's February. Like I can watch it up until March. But I'm telling you, once March gets here, there is absolutely zero chance spring training games will be on my TV. There is absolutely no chance spring training will be on. So I'll watch Saturday when the Cardinals and Nationals get together in a 12:05 game down there at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. Although Lars Nootbaar's out with a heel injury, so I don't know. Maybe I won't watch. But Ivan Herrera's day-to-day with an elbow injury, breaking it here. But I mean, the first few will be fine. There'll be 10 names on there that'll be like, I don't know who that guy is.
There'll be it'll be the 7th inning, and there'll be number 87 who comes in as a pinch runner and be like, I don't know these people.
Or is it? Do they still do the thing where you can bring the pitcher back in? Because didn't they do that for a while? They did. They're like, I'll have to look that up.
You know what? I have not watched enough spring training games to actually know.
Or no, it's where you can like literally stop an inning because the pitcher has used too many pitches or whatever. You can literally just stop the inning. There's
been some stuff like if the teams agree beforehand, like, hey, this is what we're gonna do, then they can just sort of decide. Yeah,
just walk off. Like, what the hell actually happened? Nothing. They just called at the end of the inning. So, spring training. Congratulations, spring training. You're back on Friday. Yankees Orioles 12:05.
Yep, we're ready. We're like you mentioned a couple of the Cardinals injuries over the weekend. Ben Rice was not hitting because he slept on his neck weird.
Oops. Uncle Ben needs to get one of those therapeutic pillows or something to get him going. But White Sox Cubs get going right away on Friday as well. The big rivalry game out there in Peoria. They're not Peoria anymore. The Mesa, Arizona.
Oh, okay.
The Cubs and Sox.
I sent this to our group chat today. Did you see what the Cubs' new season-long hashtag is?
Yeah. It was the
So-
one
so-
word, right?
Yes, yeah. So people, you all know, like all these sports teams, they have their own little slogans and hashtags, and it comes up with the icon. And like the Cubs have had, everybody in. That's Cub. Do you remember that's Cub?
Yeah.
They've had you have to see it. The C. This year, their hashtag, the Chicago Cubs, is hashtag this.
Yes. This. What does it even mean? I'm sure they explained it.
I have no idea. This.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to post it on my Twitter. I'm sure I'll get roasted by Cub fans being like, well, easily it's this. You're just hating. No, I just want to know what this actually means. Like, why is that your hashtag slogan this year?
Why haven't they just kept Fly the W? And they haven't had Fly the W at all in the last 12 years. I'm looking at the graphic. They've had hashtag Let's Go. Okay.
Yeah.
Hashtag It All Starts Here was the year that they won the World Series. Then it was That's Cub. Then Everybody In. Then hashtag Where Stories Play. That was 2020. Then Cub Together. Gross. Hashtag It's Different Here. Hashtag Next Starts Here. Hashtag You Have to See It. Hashtag Be Here for It. Hashtag This.
I don't know if the Cardinals have one. I'll be honest. I have not paid attention. Are they doing?
I don't think a lot of the teams have announced what theirs are yet. A lot of times, like they'll put it though in their little bio.
They're not doing hashtag 12 and 26 this year. That was the 12. That was 2012.
Oh, I remember.
We haven't won one since then.
Yeah, no, they were 11 and 11, and then they try to do 12 and 12, and then for whatever reason they stopped doing that. I can't figure out why.
Yeah, 15 years later, but the Cardinals did claim right-hander Zach Kent off waivers from the Texas Rangers, which means see it to Brian Ramos, a third baseman, was designated for assignment. So, I'm looking through the Cardinals Twitter, and I just see a lot of pictures of dudes standing around the sun.
What was it last year? Do you know what the hashtag was?
I don't remember. No.
You just do STL cards. That's what you use for everything. Like when you back in the day where you cared about Cardinal baseball a lot more, and you would literally like live tweet every single game with what you're looking at, Paul.
Why are you looking at strike three, bro?
Hashtag STL cards. And that's how you punctuated all of your Cardinals tweets.
Yeah.
But still, better than hashtag this.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll get an answer. I'll find out. I'll get to the bottom of this before Thursday.
Get to the bottom of hashtag this.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to get to the bottom of this. It's best bets for betting. I went in with a healthy lead, and Rodney has made considerable progress. Standings. He said it, man. He's like, hey, college basketball is back. Things are going to turn around. And right off the bat, Wisconsin pummeled Michigan State. What was it? 91-72 was the final score. Badgers hit some shots, and they ran away with that one. I decided to dabble into Olympic hockey. Hey, Sweden. Hey, dipshits. How could you let Finland just run over you? You wouldn't believe how stunned I was, where it was like Friday morning, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to check it. Finland was up 4-1. I was like, are you kidding me? So that was an L. Big fat L. U.S. plays Sweden, by the way, in the first quarterfinal game. Pretty good.
They do. Yeah. It's gonna be U.S. and Canada crash course, right?
I think. Yeah. All right. Rodney's Billikens won by like 30 points. This was a blowout.
Lowell's terrible. Sucks.
You know what? It's probably a good thing that Sister Jean wasn't alive to see this.
That's what I'm saying. This team actually killed her.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have the Bobcats, who did not cover in a rivalry game against the Red Hawks. Miami of Ohio still undefeated, as you mentioned. Yes. Yep. UCLA.
Yeah.
They lost by a lot.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Mick Cronin could be a little bit of a hot seat guy. Like, they're getting pounded. They got pounded in that game. They got pounded tonight. Like,
Yeah.
It's not going well. And interestingly enough, as much as I dog on the Big Ten, who by the way has not won a national championship in over a quarter of a century,
I've heard
the UCLA Bruins to the Big Ten has not been as kind to them as I think they thought it might be. I really thought UCLA thought they were going to come into the Big Ten and do just swell. I don't know as if they're going to make the tournament this year. That would not be great. And USC might not make the tournament. So
yeah.
some big boy basketball in the Midwest over the left coast.
Yeah, I got to say USC and UCLA have probably underestimated the Big Ten a little bit just overall.
Yeah.
Going into just with football too and everything. But like Oregon and Washington have been like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's been great.
Yeah. Now, Oregon has one of their worst basketball teams they've had in a long time this year. Absolutely atrociously terrible.
Yes.
But Washington, we can give them credit because they had that one run with Kellen DeBoer. You're right. So, but yeah, UCLA and USC haven't done anything.
Yeah. Very disappointing. All right. Next one would happen to be my only win, that Michigan State-Wisconsin game. It went well over, and I was happy to see that. It was, I think, 163 was the combined point total for that one. So good win there. You were all over this one. Purdue handled Iowa. That was a nice win for them. This one I was very disappointed with. I feel like Iowa State certainly did their job, and then Kansas. What happened? Was it good Cyclone defense or bad Kansas offense? Because the final score was a little stunning to me.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, that happens in the Big 12. Home teams have such a great advantage, and Hilton Coliseum's a great place to play. You saw it last night with Iowa State and Houston. The two teams last night in the Iowa State-Houston game only combined for 54 second-half points.
Wow.
I say Big 12 has dudes. They play defense. They guard you. They don't give you open shots. Kansas, they had no looks. And I think it might have been a little they probably, I don't know if they gave up, but they didn't. They were down big and didn't really make that fourth of an effort to score a ton of points. And so, yeah, Kansas lost. You lost. They were picking on you.
They were. This was a close but a win, and I think it was 9-point game here for Kentucky. Florida did get the win, but Kentucky was able to cover those. And then last one, I decided to get a little too cute here. So I was like, hey, you know what? This dunk contest, it's a bunch of no names. They're going to go out. They're going to try to prove themselves. What happened was Jace Richardson gave himself a concussion, and Jackson Hayes had like the least creative dunk in the history of the dunk contest. And some guy on the Heat who's like the 14th man in their 15-man rotation won. And yeah, there was one perfect score, and it was from the guy who won. Who, if I asked you his name right now, dunk contest 3 days ago, who won?
Johnson?
Yeah, was it? What's his first name?
Key. I'm gonna have to look it up now. Dunk contest winner was.
Is it Kashad?
Kashad, yeah.
Kashad Johnson, who beat Carter Bryant in the final round. Yeah.
Which, of course, led to the dunking on the NBA all weekend, because this isn't my NBA dunk contest, dunking from the whatever.
Yeah. And I'll say, in case it wasn't already obvious, Jace Richardson like hitting his head and beefing and like just bailing out on his dunk is the reason why no superstar wants to do the dunk contest anymore, and why we're never going to see it happen again. Like, that's why.
Yeah. Which on
they
the
were
other,
considering it, they're not anymore.
Which on the other side, typically a lot of the stars want to hit in the home run derby, which is why it continues to be a little bit more of a catch when it comes to watching. I mean, people more than often watch the home run derby. Now, don't get me wrong, there ain't shit else to watch when the home run derby's on. Nothing.
No, but it's a lot more entertaining to watch it than if like the dunk contest was the only sports thing happening at that time. Like, it still wouldn't be getting the amount of interest that like the home run derby gets. And you're exactly right. The home run derby gets all of the all-stars to compete in it. And even if they don't perform well, it's like, okay, well, hey, you know what? Like, it's still a fun thing to be a part of. Whereas the dunk contest, for whatever reason, just can't capture the attention of the stars, and they have to get Kashad Johnson and Carter Bryant to do it. Like Mac McClung's won the thing 3 times, and Mac McClung is a G leaguer.
Yeah, and he just said he wasn't going to do it this year.
Yeah, even though like he's the reason that it's been entertaining the last couple of years, just him alone. So it's it's a problem. But anyway, so bad week for me, good week for Rodney. So he's now 62 and 63. I'm 64 and 61. So my lead is down to 2. So I need to lock in Thursday night. I will come with great picks and reestablish myself as the betting master of the show.
Yeah, that's neither of us, but good luck.
No. All right, so last Thursday, we unveiled a new segment. It's called Let's Remember Someone. This takes the place of our Mount Rushmore, which we temporarily put a pause in since we went through all the numbers, and we'll probably come back someday. But for now, let's remember someone. And in the theme of the dunk contest, you probably remember him, Rodney, considering he only stopped playing a couple of years ago. Remember Vince Carter? Yeah,
I do. Speaking of dunk contests, speaking of athletic freaks, from all indications, a really good dude too, right? Like, I don't ever hear any kind of negative response when you talk about Vince Carter.
Yeah. So I just I have a collection of fun Vince Carter facts here, and I want you to give me your reaction to each of these facts. All right?
Yeah.
So Vince Carter, as you know, played from 1998 all the way to 2020. So he made it all the way to like the end of the modern society as we know it before the pandemic hit. Like that was his last season playing basketball. But Vince Carter, this is the only player in the history of the NBA to have appeared in a game in 4 different decades.
That's crazy.
That's pretty good. He's one of 6 players in NBA history to average at least 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists per game in 10 straight seasons. It's pretty good. Okay. As far as playoffs go, a lot of people don't think of him as a playoff guy because he doesn't have a ring. He spent a lot of years with the Raptors, with the Nets, but he has a few playoff records, including back in 2001, most 3-point field goals made in a half. Do you think of Vince Carter like you think of 3-point shooting? Probably not.
No, not really.
But Vince Carter in Eastern Conference second round against the Sixers in 2001 made 8 threes in one half.
Okay. Never knew.
Also, those threes were consecutive. And those are that's a record as well. Most consecutive 3-point field goals made in one game and in one half with 8. So 8 straight threes that he made without missing. So just like one of the fun records there, he's got a ton of Raptors records, Nets records. He scored 51 points a couple times. He's the first and only 40-year-old player to hit at least 3 3-pointers in a playoff game. So if the Lakers get to the playoffs, LeBron will have a chance to maybe beat that this year. But for now, that belongs to Vince Carter as well. But what amazes me is that Vince Carter, Hall of Famer, this long career, the peak of his career, he was averaging 25 easily a night.
Right.
Never once finished higher than 10th in MVP voting.
Ouch. Just because the quality of the league.
Yeah, well, so he only was even on the MVP ballot 4 times. 3 of those were in his first 3 seasons in the NBA. Finished 16th, 10th, 11th. And then in 2005, the year that he actually got traded to New Jersey, middle of the season, he was 13th in MVP voting. So 4 of his 22 years, he even got MVP votes, and he never finished higher than 10th. But yet, he's by I think what we all consider to be like an incredible player, no doubt Hall of Famer. Probably hurt that he played so long that for his career, he only averaged 16.7 points a game. On the surface, you see that it's like, only 16 points a game, but like one of the best sort of 12-year, 10-year, 12-year runs, like as good as anyone. And yeah, like an interesting player that lasted very, very long and has all these records, but maybe, yeah, just hurt by the era a little bit as far as why he didn't get considered more into the, like, definitely not like in the Kobe Duncan Shaq tier of like who he was going against, but like you average 25 points a game really consistently good. in that era. Like, you're a pretty good player.
I promise I'm going to set up Thursday's show this time, and I have some work to do because you've come away with two pretty good names here to start this feature that we have. So I'm gonna have to come up with a good one on Thursday. So we don't have any rules. It can be anybody in the world of sports, right? No rules for this. Just remember,
anyone you want. Yeah, I'm just like finding guys who it's like, you know, we could do. Hey, Michael Jordan, remember him? Yeah. But like, I like looking at the guys that we all remember that were like, okay, these guys were great, but like maybe we forget how great they actually were. Like Frank Thomas, it's like how he was exceptionally awesome.
Pretty good.
And like Vince Carter, like guys at their peaks, they were like really, really great. So yeah, like finding those types of guys and just like giving them the respect that they earn, that they deserve.
All right. So, and we're giving them their flowers. All right.
Yeah.
That's what the cool kids say.
That is exactly what the cool kids say. And I know Vince, he's like big in the media. He's probably watching right now. This is an open invitation.
But hang on. There's only one cool kid in this group.
Oh, that's true. There's one cool kid and one creepy old man.
Yeah. There's only one cool kid. So sorry about that. Anyways, we're probably up against the time. I hope if you're not following us on Twitter, do so. There's no W on the end. There's no W on the end of our Twitter account. And my Substack is over 500 for the month, finally, in the year. So I don't know about tonight. We'll see if I can keep it above 500. But college basketball, you know you want my picks. I mean, he just showed you best bets for betting up here, and it just rolled through Kentucky, Purdue, St. Louis, Wisconsin. Like, easy money, man. Easy money. So easy money. Follow us on Substack. The code is right up there.
It's right up there for all the normal people. It's right up there. There's no reason to not see it. I mean, it's a QR code. Like, just scan it. You know you want to. But yeah, that about does it. And as Rodney mentioned, we'll be back Thursday night, 9 p.m. We'll have a fresh batch of best bets for betting. I believe that you have declared you're planning the show, which will be exciting. I can't wait to see what you decide to do.
It is my turn after 3 in a row by you. Yes.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's as long as it gets done, that's what matters. We're a team.
Yeah.
We work hard.
That's true.
And thanks again, by the way, to Gateway Sports for this and just for our general support.
Love it.
I promise I'm not taking it personally. It's just maybe how I look, and maybe I just see myself in a different light than how I appear to the rest of the world. That's all. It's all good. It's all good. No worries. But all right, let's get out of here. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. Remember, Thursday night, 9 p.m. We'll be back on the air to talk all things in the sports world, college hoops, NBA, Olympic hockey, baseball. I hope more NFL. I just keep giving me NFL stories, man. That's just we're in motion as long as we can.
Actually, yeah, I think we're going to get to your mock draft on Thursday.
Don't tempt me.
No, because we're going to do it in February because I'm not allowing it in March. We can get back to it in April. So you can do a version of it in February, and you can do a version of it in April. And then the draft is what, May, or is it in April this year?
It's always April. It's always late April.
Yeah. So you can do one more. You get 2 chances on this show to do your mock draft. You get one in February, February 19th, and then after the NCAA championship in April.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, because you're setting up Tuesday's show.
We'll see about that. All right. He's Rodney Newpel. I'm Tim Pronk Van Straten. Have a good night, everyone. This has been another edition of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth. See you guys.
See ya.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newpel and Tim Van Straten. Yeah.